intellectual and educational hub, Boston's legacy of learning and innovation. Boston's identity as a beacon of intellectual pursuit and education is inseparable from its history. From the early colonial period through the modern age, the city has been a crucible of ideas, learning, and innovation that have shaped not only the region but the entire nation and beyond. The foundations of learning, Harvard University and early education. Founded in 1636, Harvard University holds the distinction of being the oldest institution of higher education in the United States and one of the oldest in the Western Hemisphere. Its establishment was deeply connected to Boston's Puritan roots. The Puritan settlers who founded Boston valued education highly, particularly to ensure that clergy and community leaders were well trained in religious and secular matters. Harvard's role in colonial and early America. Harvard's original mission was to train ministers for the colony's churches, reflecting the Puritans' concern for maintaining religious orthodoxy and moral discipline. However, the university quickly expanded its curriculum beyond theology to include classical studies, philosophy, and the sciences. Harvard became a hub for intellectual development, attracting some of the brightest minds of the era. The university played a crucial role in shaping the leaders of the American Revolution, providing a rigorous education to figures such as John Adams, Samuel Adams, and John Hancock. The university also served as a critical center for debate on political philosophy, ethics, and natural rights ideas that deeply influenced the American Enlightenment and the foundation of the United States. Growth of public education. Beyond Harvard, Boston was at the forefront of establishing public education in America. The city's leadership understood that a literate and educated populace was essential for a functioning democracy. In the early 19th century, education reformers like Horace Mann, often called the father of American public education, pushed for the development of common schools. Boston established one of the first publicly funded school systems, promoting free and universal education. The city's public schools were notable for their rigorous standards and emphasis on civic responsibility. This commitment to education created an environment where knowledge was valued not just for personal advancement, but as a public good that sustained community and democratic ideals. The American Enlightenment and Boston's intellectual climate. Boston's role in the American Enlightenment, a cultural and intellectual movement that emphasized reason, science, and human progress, cannot be overstated. The city was a center for vibrant philosophical discussions, scientific inquiry, and literary achievements that paralleled and contributed to the broader Enlightenment sweeping Europe and the New World. Key philosophers and thinkers. Boston's intellectual scene nurtured influential thinkers such as Jonathan Edwards, a prominent preacher and theologian. Edwards is often credited with sparking the First Great Awakening. His philosophical writings bridged religious fervor and Enlightenment rationalism, emphasizing the compatibility of faith and reason. Ralph Waldo Emerson, a leading figure in transcendentalism. Emerson's essays and lectures on individualism, nature, and self-reliance had a profound impact on American thought and literature. Henry David Thoreau, a protege of Emerson. Thoreau championed civil disobedience and environmentalism, ideas that continue to resonate worldwide. Literary contributions. Boston's literary scene flourished during the 19th century, establishing the city as a cultural powerhouse. The city produced some of America's most enduring writers and poets. Louisa May Alcott, best known for Little Women. Alcott's work reflected Boston's social values and reformist spirit. Nathaniel Hawthorne, though born in Salem, Hawthorne spent much of his life in Massachusetts and contributed richly to American literature with his exploration of morality and human nature. Edgar Allan Poe. While Poe's connection to Boston is sometimes contested, the city was a significant literary hub during his lifetime. These writers helped establish a uniquely American voice, blending European influences with local themes and ideals. The birth and growth of MIT. Innovation meets education. The Massachusetts Institute of Technology (MIT), founded in 1861 in Boston, represents another landmark in the city's educational and intellectual landscape. MIT was created to meet the industrial and technological needs of the rapidly changing nation, emphasizing applied science and engineering. MIT's mission and early years. Unlike Harvard's classical focus, MIT was designed as a technical school to train engineers, architects, and scientists who would drive America's industrial progress. This practical focus distinguished MIT and helped establish Boston as a leader in the burgeoning fields of technology and innovation. MIT's location in Boston's vibrant academic ecosystem allowed it to foster collaborations with other institutions, government agencies, and industries. This synergy accelerated technological advances and cemented Boston's reputation as a hub for cutting-edge research. Contributions to science and technology. MIT's faculty and alumni have been at the forefront of numerous breakthroughs, including developments in electronics, computer science, aerospace, engineering, and biotechnology. The Institute's emphasis on interdisciplinary collaboration has helped solve complex problems and fostered startups and innovations that have reshaped global industries. Boston as a hub for scientific research and medicine. Boston's intellectual leadership extends beyond universities into the realms of medicine and scientific research. The city hosts some of the world's leading hospitals and research institutions, making it a critical center for healthcare innovation. Harvard Medical School and affiliated hospitals. Harvard Medical School, founded in 1782, is one of the premier medical schools globally, consistently ranked among the best in research and education. The school's affiliated hospitals, including Massachusetts General Hospital and Boston Children's Hospital, are leaders in patient care and medical research. The Broad Institute and biotech industry. In recent decades, Boston has become a global center for biotechnology and genomics. The Broad Institute, a collaboration between MIT, Harvard, and affiliated hospitals, has pioneered research in genetics, cancer, and infectious diseases. This convergence of education, medicine, and technology continues to drive Boston's intellectual vitality and economic strength. The intellectual legacy and impact on American society. Boston's commitment to education and intellectual inquiry has had far-reaching impacts on American society and culture. The city's institutions have produced leaders in politics, science, literature, and social reform, contributing to national debates on democracy, human rights, and progress, promoting democratic ideals. Boston's educational institutions have long emphasized the importance of civic engagement and responsibility. This ethos has helped cultivate leaders and citizens dedicated to the principles of democracy and social justice, fostering innovation and economic growth. By nurturing science, technology, and the arts, Boston has continuously adapted to changing economic landscapes. The city's intellectual hubs attract talent from around the world, fueling industries that sustain its economy and influence. Cultural contributions. Boston's rich literary and philosophical traditions have contributed to America's cultural identity. The city remains a vibrant center for arts and humanities, hosting numerous museums, theaters, and cultural festivals. Conclusion. Boston's status as an intellectual and educational hub is not a historical accident, but the product of centuries of dedication to learning, innovation, and public service. From Harvard's colonial classrooms to MIT's cutting-edge labs, and from transcendentalist salons to biotech research centers, Boston continues to be a city where ideas thrive and shape the future. Its legacy as a cradle of the American Enlightenment and a leader in education underscores Boston's central role in the nation's development. Understanding Boston's intellectual heritage offers invaluable insight into the roots of American progress, culture, and democracy.